What is happening, BC Spirits? BC Spirits, Spirit of Day number 143. So, today, I always forget about some simple, easy, like, classic spirits that I've done in the past or have in my collection that I completely forget about for Spirit of the Day, because I've either done it or I'm like, oh, I must have done that one because it's obviously the Sheringham Seaside Gin from Souk. Fantastic local gin. Has won a ton of freaking awards, like crazy amount of awards. It was world's best contemporary gin a couple of years ago. A mixture of juniper, coriander, rose, locally harvested wing kelp, lavender, and citrus. Sheringham's based up in Souk proper now. They used to be up in Shirley, up in the mountain, like a little tiny mountainside. The distillery in Souk is obviously epic. They do a fantastic job out there. All their products always get so much acclaim. Oh, on the nose. For me, so I'll tell you a little story about Sheringham. So the very first time I was working at Olo, so 2015, I was working at Olo. They just opened, so I took my bartenders up there in my little freaking tiny car and drove all the way to Shirley, which is a hike, and you don't have any cell reception up there, so you can get lost very, very quickly. Drove up, bottoming out up on the driveway because it's a little car with three big dudes in it. Get up and we meet Jason and Elaine, and we take a tour of the distillery, and it's this tiny little hole-in-the-wall distillery in the garage of their house, or like a offset garage in their house. And the first time I tasted this gin was, I was sitting at the tasting bar with Jason and the boys and looked out the window. I'm trying to let you envisage what I'm envisaging. Looked out the window and looked off over the Juan de Fuca Strait, over into the US basically. And when you taste this gin, you automatically get this a flavor of place. Like you smell the pine trees blowing in the wind. You smell that sea water, which was really close, like a block and a half away, coming up the mountain into the window. And it really just reminds me of that very first time I tasted Seaside Gin in the distillery at the time. The smell was just fantastic. On the palate, complex, floral and sweet, but like citrusy sweet. 43% alcohol, so you got a nice little like textural balance there. Juniper comes through as like a nice piney juniper. Rose and lavender give it this beautiful texture. The wing kelp helps with that saline, that sort of imagery that I was talking about, come through. Obviously coriander and citrus is playing well with the whole entire thing. I would say it's a floral citrusy gin with the juniper being there as like almost like an aromatic pine. But there is a reason why this was voted the best contemporary gin in the world, and that's the Sheringham Seaside Gin. Go get yourself a bottle. So just before I finish up the video, I should have done this at the very start. BC Spirits cocktail book is finally starting to come together. I'm going to be announcing an Indiegogo campaign to raise. I'm self-publishing this one, and I'm hoping that self-publishing I can actually update this every single year. Got 59 distilleries involved out of how many we have in the province. So 59 distilleries, great photos from Nikasaw. I'm getting it edited as we speak. I have to write literally 2 more introductions and I'm done. So I'm going to be doing an Indiegogo campaign. I'll be posting that hopefully over this weekend to start getting funds raised for that. Thank you everybody for the support. Hope that you can support the Indiegogo campaign when we get the BC Spirits cocktail book going. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.